We are live.
GGY.
What?
Just, we were just singing Fancy for
Oh,
the show, so
we were?
I had some Iggy in my head.
Oh.
Oh, you're not up on pop music like me, are you?
No, no, I'm not cool like Tom, fortunately. Do you want to put us on Diamond Club?
Yeah. Who dat? Who dat?
Who dat? Who say who dat?
I don't know where to find the link.
Bad at the link game. All right, let me copy it for you in chat. Chat. Boop. There you go.
Chat has one new message. Oh. For some reason, Diamond Club TV doesn't ever want to properly log in.
I never have that problem.
Oh.
I don't have that problem.
I never once said not properly log in on the Mac Mini, but now it's not doing it on the other one too, which is annoying. Okay.
Hey, Tom,
Yeah.
stop whining.
Hey,
Just make it work. Make it work.
I wasn't lining.
Yeah, it's so hot in here. You can see my ring light in my eyes. Look, it looks like I have green eyes. Look! Look at my eyes.
I'm can't look. I'm doing things.
Oh. Well.
Look into my eyes. My eyes, my eyes, my eyes.
I just call.
Wow, it's like Jeff Kanata Day on Diamond Club TV. That's cool.
Why?
I don't know. Well, maybe it's because they're doing their Patreon launch tomorrow.
Oh, are they just launching tomorrow? I thought they were already.
It's Wednesday they're launching their Patreon, I think. Or maybe it's a big push. Or maybe it already launched and...
I think it already launched.
I don't know. But I'm having Jeff on the show tomorrow, so that's why Wednesday.
Oh, that's nice. Everyone sure is doing a Patreon. It's too late. I can't get any money now. It's too late.
That is so not true.
No one will give me money for anything because everyone else is already giving all the money for.
They will give you lots of money. They will just it'll be like a shower. They'll just turn on a tap and coins will hit you in the head.
Oh yeah, is that how that works?
For you. Stop whining and make it happen, Veronica.
I feel laggy. Do I look laggy to you?
Just a hair.
A hair.
I hadn't noticed it until you said something about it.
How do I fix that?
You're on Ethernet.
Oh, now I'm closer because I did. That's how I fix it. I'm on medium bandwidth.
Okay. Are you plugged in? Ethernet?
To what? Yeah, I'm plugged into Ethernet.
Okay. Yeah. Well, there you go. Now you know.
Now I switched it back again.
That's why it's laggy, because it's like, I don't have enough bandwidth.
Is that why? I have tons.
Stop whining, Google. Make it work. Stop whining, Hangout.
I want to be synced up like you are.
Well, I think you can either be close and be synced up, because as soon as you switched it, you were in sync. Or you can be far and not as synced up.
Fine. Ugh, too close now.
You can see the Picard punch picture a lot better.
No, I'm too close. All right, whatever. Okay.
Gordon McLeod is challenging you in the chat room, by the way.
To what?
To do a Veronica Plays Patreon.
I don't know. I don't know if I can take money for playing video games.
You wouldn't be taking money for playing the video games. You'd be taking the money for sharing your experience.
See, now you look lag, which makes me feel a lot better.
Oh, good.
So, but your video looks better because you're HD and I'm not.
Oh, good.
Okay, giant head. Let's start the show. I forget, do I record a backup of this or do I
Big
just
Head Tom and
do
the
it to YouTube?
Monsters.
I'm just going to record it.
You want me to record too?
Can't hurt. Ah.
Oh right, I can't. I can only record.
Oh no, it's not recording for me.
You're on Chrome?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's only because they got rid of the Google Talk plugin.
So what am I supposed to do now?
What I've been doing.
Oh, I can
is-
hijack Chrome apparently.
You can. What I have been doing is hijacking Safari and doing my Hangouts in Safari because it still uses the Google Talk plugin. Because the problem with hijacking Chrome is you don't get your input.
Really? Oh, you're right. Oh my God, that's bad.
You only get
forget
you only get the other person.
I'll just take the stupid audio from the stupid YouTube video,
Okay.
I guess. Unless you
That'll
want to.
work.
Why don't you record a backup just in case?
Well, I'm on Chrome as well, so I can only
Oh.
record you. But if we both hijack each side, that would work as a backup that you could match together.
Oh. Oh. Okay. I guess.
Can't hurt anything, just do it.
All right. Well. Oh, right. All right. Want to start the show?
Yeah, I guess.
Oh,
You're having the same beer you had last time.
I still have the same beer in my fridge. That's why.
It's good beer. It's better than the one I'm
Alrighty.
having.
Excuse
You
me.
should do a Patreon for burping.
Sorry, guys. Okay.
Hmm.
What? Problem?
No, that's fine. All right.
What's the problem? What's the matter?
I just felt like there was less margin on the spreadsheet to the left, but maybe I just need to put on my reading glasses.
Less margin to the spreadsheet on the left? What do you want? Like more like that?
No, the other direction. I
Oh.
thought it's not anything you could fix.
Okay.
But then I looked at the one that was closer and it looked fine, and they're exactly the same. I'm just being an old man. Ignore me.
Okay, old man. Gonna start the show now. In 3, 2. Oh, hearing echo on your end.
How are you finally hearing it just now?
Because I just talked slower.
Mhm.
Slower. Check. Yeah, big time. Because I'm talking slower.
All right, there's no way you hear it now.
Check. I did hear it.
Well, it's not me then.
Well, it's not me.
I don't know what it is then.
All right, whatever. It's not so bad now. All right. And 3, 2. Hey, everyone. Welcome to the Sword and Laser, episode number 187. I'm Veronica Belmont.
And I am Veronica Belmont.
Nope.
No, I'm not. No. I always get that wrong. I'm Tom Merritt. Is that right?
It's hard to remember sometimes. I understand.
It's fantasy.
You wear so many different hats. It's hard to keep track of
Science
who you are.
fiction. Yeah. No,
Well,
I'm Tom
speaking-
Merritt. I'm proud to be Tom Merritt. I'm not ashamed of it.
Speaking of science fiction and fantasy, this is the Sci-Fi Fantasy Book Club podcast, a video show, book publisher, all sorts of stuff for your listening pleasure. And we are very excited because it was Hugo's weekend. Woo!
Yeah, there was a big celebration at LondCon, the World Con in London. The Hugos were given out. Everybody had good feelings. We're going to be talking to a Hugo winner here in a little bit.
Yes, indeedly do. But first, let's kick things off with what are we drinking?
I am drinking a third shift amber lager, which isn't really that great. I'll be honest.
Oh, why?
I
What's
bought
wrong with
it because I like ambers, and they had it for cheap at the grocery store, but I didn't realize, they tricked me, that it's just a Coors sub-brand. And I, even before I knew that, in case you're going to accuse me of snobbery, even before I knew that, I had it and I was like, it's okay, like 3.5 stars. So I don't hate it, but I'm drinking it out of a SpaceX pint glass, and that helps.
Oh, nice. Well, that's very fancy that you went to SpaceX and all.
Oh,
Or
did I
did you
mention I
actually
went to
even go?
SpaceX? Yeah. Because I did. Because you know what? I'm gonna occupy Mars.
Hey, you know what? I also have an Occupy Mars mug, and when I pour coffee into it, it turns Mars green, like it got terraformed.
Oh, that's really cool.
And they gave me a rocket, and
It's
I
not a
didn't even go.
competition.
It's a competition now. You made it a competition.
I never did.
Showing off your fancy swag, talking
You're
about how you
drinking
went
a
to.
better beer than I am.
I am. All right, but you're bringing us back around again, Tom. Good for you, putting us back on track. I'm drinking Hell or High Watermelon again, second week in a row, because it's still in my fridge, frankly, and I'm not wasting beer. You know what? I still get excited when I go to the grocery store and I can buy beer. Do you still get that feeling like you feel like a big grown up that you can like buy a
Yeah.
6-pack of beer?
Well, you know what? It's actually double for me because not only is it because like, hey, I'm a grown up, I can buy a beer, 6-pack of beer if I want to. I don't have to, actually I have to show ID sometimes still. Because just not because they think I look young. It's they're like, I'm sorry, we have to do this to everyone. But also, I grew up in a dry town, so none of the grocery stores had beer. So just the fact that the grocery store has beer is kind of cool too.
I didn't know you grew up in a dry town. That's interesting.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So
We had,
lots of hard partying in Greenville, Illinois, huh?
We had a packaged liquor store on the edge of town, just outside the town limits. And the bowling alley was just outside the town limits. And the funniest part is in the 80s, they built a hotel, and they put the rooms inside the city because they wanted to get the tax revenue, but they put the restaurant outside the city because they wanted to have a bar.
Oh, that is hilarious. That is so funny.
Yeah.
That is pretty wild. All right, well, excellent. I'm sorry you're drinking a crappy beer, but that's your own fault because you're a
crappy.
grown-ass
It's
man and you're
okay.
allowed to
It's
buy
okay.
whatever beer you want. I'm not sure why you bought that if you
Amber
don't even like
Lager
it.
is, if you just want an okay beer, have a third shift Amber Lager.
That's their slogan, actually.
Yeah, exactly.
If you just want an okay beer.
If you don't
There you
aim
go.
high, you just aim medium, this is the beer for you.
All right, well, let's aim high with the quick burns.
Hey, congratulations to all the Hugo winners, but I know that I felt a little bit like I was basking in the glow that Anne Leckie's Ancillary Justice won for Best Novel. Louis posted it on the Goodreads, took the top prize of Best Novel. No surprise there, says Louis. I believe Veronica called this result months ago. Did you call this shot?
Course, yeah, you don't remember this?
I don't.
When I said that Ancillary Justice was going to win all the awards.
Nailed it.
I said it was going to win all the awards. It has won. It won the
Wait a minute,
Nebulas,
did
didn't
you
it?
say
It won the
specifically
Hugo.
Hugo or just all the awards?
I said all the awards, but I was
it after she
referring-
won the Nebula that you said that?
No, it was before.
All right. Then that
I called,
counts.
so it counts, and I knew it. And Terp Kristen is pissed because she hated the book. But sorry, Terp Kristen, you're not the Hugo voting committee.
You're not. Well, she's.
I
part of it.
am. I voted
Apparently,
for it.
Veronica has it.
Wait, is that like, what, did I do something illegal by saying I thought it was going to win all the awards and then voting for it? Did I somehow like stuff the
I don't
ballot?
know. I don't think so. Because you can. People post their vote list. They say like,
That's
this is who I voted for. So I think that's
true.
fine.
Okay. Yes,
Equid-
we are voting members. So we I don't. Do you remember did you vote for it too?
I did. I totally did.
You did. Okay.
It was hard though because I wanted to vote for Parasite by Mira Grant as well, but I didn't only because I love Mira Grant.
Yeah, I didn't have a chance to read it either.
But I hadn't read it, and I didn't feel
Yeah.
like I could vote for it if I hadn't read it. And I had read Ancillary Justice and loved it, so that was my tiebreaker. Actually, having read the book.
I think next year I'm going to have to make an effort to read more of the potential nominees. I don't even know how to do that though. Like, how
Let's
do
do
you even
that.
decide
What if we
who's going
do?
to be nominated?
Well, yeah, you got to wait for them to be nominated. There's always some that you kind of know ahead of time are going to be good bets. But yeah, maybe we can do like a Sword and Laser like crunch read leading up to the Hugos because they give you a couple months. They give you more than 1 month leading up.
That's
to
true. Yeah, the crunch read. I like it.
Or we could just do novellas because they're shorter. Equoid by Charles Stross won that.
Mm-hmm.
Novelettes are even more shorter, which is not grammatically correct, but you know who is grammatically correct? The winner of Best Novelette, Mary Robinette Cole, The Lady Astronaut of Mars was the story.
She looked amazing in her dress. Did you see the outfit she wore for the Hugos? It was incredible.
No, I didn't see the picture of the outfit.
Yeah, she's been posting
What was it?
pictures of the whole process. Just this beautiful like Regency style dress, and
Oh,
she had her
she's
hair done in
Jane
pin
Austen.
curls.
She's a time
It was
traveler.
basically Jane Austen was accepting the award for the Hugos. It was pretty cool.
And we had Mary Robinette Cole on season 2 of the video show this year, and we got to know her and love her like everyone else does, and so I was happy to see her win as well.
Yeah, and a couple other categories of people who are friends of the show. John Joseph Adams, Rich Horton, and Stefan Rudnicki won for Lightspeed Magazine for Best Semi-Prozine. And also we had Best Fan Cast was SF Signal Podcast, friends of the show as well. So yay for our
It
pal.
couldn't be us. We're very happy that it was SF Signal.
And of course, we were very excited to see...
Veronica doesn't say anything.
What? Wait, what'd you say?
I'm like, if it couldn't be us, we're very happy it's SF Signal, and you're like, no.
Next year. Next year. And of course, as I was saying, we were super excited to see Aidan Moher, author of A Night for Spirits and Snowflakes, which of course was in the Sword and Laser anthology. He won a Hugo for Best Fanzine for his site A Dribble of Ink, and he was also involved in another win with Cameron Hurley, who won for Best Related Work for challenging the Women, Cattle, and Slaves Narrative, which was published in A Dribble of Ink. So both winners, and we're very happy to have him on the show.
You were supposed to stop at published in Dribble of Ink because then the recorded one has me go.
That was
"And we have
confusing.
Here, right here.
Oh, that was confusing. Sorry.
That's all right.
You should have done ...
Well, you can still
put
put it in there. Those of you watching the live video or the recorded video, you'll have to go to the audio version because Aidan talked to us on the phone.
So how should we pick that up, or how should we clean that up?
Yeah, I think you'll either find an edit point there, or you can go say like, and you know, Aidan Moher is and blah blah. I think what you said would still work. It's just not as perfect.
Do you want me to just reread our intro line?
No, don't worry.
Why not? It's like 2 seconds.
No, what you said, yeah, because then you'll have to edit that again.
Well, I have to edit all this shit out anyway.
There's more complicated. Yeah, but that's easy. You just clip it out. It's up to you if you want to reread it.
All right, forget it. Just do your intro back in.
Okay. Pretend this never
Give me like 10 seconds of dead air.
Okay. Well, if you want to be the next Hugo Award winner, you might want to look into the Clarion Foundation's workshops because really successful people come out of there. And Alan has a post up on Goodreads about that nonprofit and how it's raising some money. The class of 2012 Clarion Workshop is actually raising money for the foundation at theclarionfoundation.org. If you don't know, the workshop is a 6-week course/session where aspiring writers who want to write science fiction and fantasy can hone and improve their craft. Many now famous writers in the field have attended. There's a far from exhaustive list on Wikipedia. Anyway, the class of 2012 have put together an anthology to raise funds. It's a name your price kind of thing. So you have to do a minimum of 99 cents, but you can do anything upward. Go to awkwardrobots.org, and Alan points out that Luke R. Pebler, who has a story in the Sword and Laser anthology, has a story in here as well as 16 other writers. A very cheap way to check out some very strong up-and-coming writers, possible future Hugo Award winners.
Yes, indeed. I know. That's really exciting. We talked to Luke a little bit about being part of the Clarion Workshop, I think, when I met him over at Borderlands. It sounds like a great program to be a part of, and if you're serious about writing sci-fi fantasy, that is definitely something you want to look into.
Yeah.
Moving on, Paul says, July is the biggest comic month in history, making $53 million, and the number one selling comic? Rocket Raccoon #1. Rack up another one for the unknown property of Guardians of the Galaxy. P.S. Groot debuted in November 1960 in Tales to Astonish #13, years before Spider-Man, the X-Men, or every one of the Avengers except for the original Captain America series, which was in March 1941. Wow. That's incredible.
I'm sorry. I got distracted reading Rocket Raccoon #1, which I...
Oh, do you have it? I wasn't looking at the video. That's great.
Yeah, no, that's pretty crazy. And what this post from Paul led me to investigate, which I didn't realize, was how different that 1969 Guardians of the Galaxy was, and how, you know, so we didn't even get Star-Lord and Rocket Raccoon until 1976. Really? Wow.
Wow. That's awesome. I'm not a big comic reader, but I love all the Marvel movies, and Guardians of the Galaxy is probably my new favorite for sure. So I love that they took a chance not only on a lesser known comic entity, but also, one that was screenwritten by a woman, which is amazing. The first Marvel movie to have a female writer. So I think that's pretty awesome. Or the first, at least the first woman credited. There may have been women who worked on the screenplays,
Sure,
but were not
sure.
credited in the film.
Terp Kristen posted that Jennifer Lee, another female writer who co-wrote Wreck-It Ralph and Frozen, has been tapped to work on the screenplay for a live-action version of A Wrinkle in Time by Madeleine L'Engle. Terp Kristen writes, I loved this book when I was a kid, and I am cautiously optimistic about this project. Did you ever read Wrinkle in Time?
Oh yeah, years and years ago though. Gosh, probably when I was a kid. So it's been a long time.
I read this from Terp Kristen. I was like, yeah, I remember seeing the cartoon when I was a kid. So I went and looked it up to be on IMDb, like Wrinkle in Time. And I'm like, there's nothing from the 70s about a Wrinkle in Time cartoon. Then I realized it was not a cartoon. It was a film strip. And in my mind, I had turned it into an animated adventure of some sort. So turning it into a live-action movie, I'm very excited about myself, too.
Well, we have some interesting news from the George R. R. Martin front. He says that Game of Thrones readers have already predicted the series ending. And if you are a fan of Boars, Gore, and Swords, or any of the other Game of Thrones podcasts, or if you're big on any of the Game of Thrones or Song of Ice and Fire forums, or if you read our Goodreads forums, for example, I think we all know what they're talking about here. Tom, I'm assuming you do as well?
Yes.
R plus L.
Yes, it's a good way of putting it.
No, that's what the theory's called.
Is that what the theory's called? I didn't realize that.
Yeah,
Okay,
you didn't know that?
No, I didn't know that it had a name.
Oh yeah, that's the theory. I'm not going to
well,
say any more than that because I don't want to spoil the theory for people who don't know the theory.
And Vulture has a quote from him. I guess this is a quote from Vanity Fair. He said, I've wrestled with this issue because I do want to surprise my readers. I hate predictable fiction as a reader. I don't want to write predictable. I wrestled with that issue, and I came to the conclusion that changing it would be a disaster. He thought about changing it. He's like, oh, they figured it out. Well, I'll just change it on him. But he said, no, he's not. He's like, you can't do that. So I'm just going to go ahead. Some of my readers who don't read the boards, which thankfully there are hundreds of thousands of them, will still be surprised. And other readers will say, see, I said that 4 years ago. I'm smarter than you guys. Now, the thing is, we think he means that, and he probably does mean that. But if he really was worried about it, why would he say anything about it? There are other theories. There are other theories out there. Maybe he means one of the other ones.
Maybe. I kind of seriously doubt it because I think it is probably the most logical based on all of the clues we've had over the years and in the books. But even if I still think that that's the going theory, I still want to see how it comes to be. I still want to see how it's explained or revealed to the other characters. So I'm still excited about that part of it. That doesn't mean I'm any less excited to read the books.
But he sort of does confirm it by saying this. And if he hadn't just kept silent, we'd all wonder.
Yeah. Well, maybe he felt like it was time to be addressed. I don't know. Or maybe because Sean Bean couldn't keep his mouth shut about it. Or maybe because, whatever, the actors.
Why would Sean Bean
give their theories?
Particularly talking about it? Okay.
Because he got people interviewed him about it, and he was like, well, clearly. I'm not going to say anything because I don't want to spoil it.
Yeah.
I know
the
readers.
Quote you're talking about. I heard that too. Let's talk about Arthur C. Clarke and Childhood's End getting turned into a 6-part miniseries by Sci-Fi. Now, before you groan, producing the project is Michael DeLuca from The Social Network and Akiva Goldsman, who did A Beautiful Mind. Writing the script is Matthew Graham, who has written episodes for Life on Mars and Doctor Who. In fact, he did the Doctor Who couple of episodes where the people are made out of fluid.
That's
yeah.
A good one. Mm-hmm.
It is. And hired to direct is Nick Curran, who directed Sherlock's His Last Vow. So good
lineup
here, like a Sherlock, Doctor Who, BBC feel to it.
People were saying on the forums here on IO9 that they were hoping for Ringworld. But that they'll take this, they'll take Childhood's End.
Well, yeah, I would. There's all kinds of things I would like too. I don't feel like it's a one or the other sort of situation. But.
Well, I'm excited about it. I
I
mean,
am, yeah.
we've read the book for the club. It was great. I'm excited for anything like this on sci-fi. I think
I'd
sci-fi is
probably
doing
read
a
it
bang-up
again.
job of.
It's it's a small enough book, and it's been long enough now since we read it. If it does get closer to actually, I mean, it's getting closer because they've attached these people. It's not actually scheduled yet, so.
All right, well let's jump into picks, which where oh hell or high watermelon. What have you done to my speaking capabilities?
Mm.
Picks are where we talk about the stuff that you guys are reading, as well as what we're reading right now. Lindsay writes, prior to reading The Name of the Wind, I read Otherbound by Corinne Doivis? Doivis?
Uyvis. Doivis.
Otherbound by Corinne Doivas. She picked it up after listening to an interview with the author on the Skiffy and Fanty show, and it was excellent YA fantasy. Every time the main character blinks, his perspective switches to a girl in a secondary fantasy world. Wow.
Oh yeah, that
does
sounds
sound pretty
cool.
cool.
I didn't know about this. Thank you,
Me
Lindsay.
either.
See, this is why I like the "What else are you reading" thread. And the more you tell us about what else you are reading, the cooler it is, because then we get more reasons to look at what you've been reading. It's kind of like
Totally.
mini reviews. Coming out soon, if you're looking for some more picks, August 26th, which is next week, The Broken Eye, Lightbringer by Brent Weeks, Echopraxia by Peter Watts, which is continuing on from Blind Sight, which we read as a Sword and Laser pick, and Lock In by John Scalzi.
Hold on, I have to let my cat in. She's stuck outside. 1 second.
And then also Let My Cat In, a cool story by
Devo.
Veronica Belmont.
Okay, cat secured.
September 2nd is Sleeping Late on Judgment Day, the next in the Bobby Dollar series by Tad Williams.
Yeah, I'm excited about this series. I need to catch up on it though because I'm a little bit behind right now, and that is too bad. So yeah, it's we love.
This is only the
first Bobby Dollar
third book, right? So
I
you're
know.
one behind now.
Maybe I should do audiobooks because I just
Yeah.
caught up on. I finished all of the Kevin Hearn books for
Right.
Iron Druid Chronicles, so now I've got a little space. I'm listening to Name of the Wind in audio this time because I did the book version last time.
What do you think of
so
Nick
once I'm
Podell?
I warmed up to him for sure. You were right. I was wrong.
Okay.
Now I'll sing a different song.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm
He's awesome.
actually partway into the Wise Man's Fear now already.
Oh yeah? Oh,
I
wow.
powered
All right.
through Name of the Wind like I was eating candy. It was
Did
fun.
you read it this time or listen to it?
No, I'm
again?
doing the audiobook again because I'm cheap.
So you just listen really fast.
I listened a lot. It's one of those books, and there's been plenty of them like that, where I'm like finding excuses to do stuff, like vacuum and cook, so I can keep listening to it.
I've been just taking walks around the neighborhood with the dog.
Oh, nice. That's
To
cool.
listen.
And you're in a new neighborhood,
been-
so that helps you explore.
Yeah.
Anyway, you can find more upcoming releases at swordandlaser.com/calendar. Go there.
Go. Do it. All right. Well, now it is time for Bury Your Sword, which is our feedback from the audience. This first thread I thought was really fun. It was about sci-fi fantasy art that is worthy of framing, and this is from Rob. He says, I've been thinking about finally decorating the walls of my living room after many years of staring at blank walls. I like to think that he's like in an insane asylum, and just like blank
It's
padded
just
walls
white
everywhere.
Nothing else.
Sick of
no
it.
furniture.
Sick to death of looking at it. He says, I wonder if anyone out there knows of some places to purchase either paintings and or prints worth framing that won't look tacky, but have a sci-fi or fantasy theme. I'm not sure exactly what I want, but I tend to be more sword than laser. Thanks. So tons of great suggestions here. Prints from Michael Whalen, James Christensen, and then I suggested this poster. I actually bought my work at Baycon. It was from clemensart.com. Sarah Clemens. She does a series called Magnus and Loki, and it's a kitty and a dragon, and they do geeky fantasy stuff together. Like the dragon's reading a book, and he accidentally burned a hole through it, and the cat is holding the Enterprise on the end.
Little like heavily Nyatni dragon with the big eyes too.
Yeah, he's really cute. And then you had a recommendation as well.
Well, I wanted to point out John's recommendation of Inprnt, INPRNT.com, because I didn't know about that site, and that's got a lot of cool stuff. And then Trike said, yeah, don't forget DeviantArt.com, because there's all kinds of crazy good artists on DeviantArt, and a lot of them sell their art as prints, and he included a bunch of them there. But yeah, I also reminded folks about Adam Livermore's Firefly universe prints. They're like
Right.
kind of Art Deco travel posters, and you can get those at QMXOnline.com. I got the link in the show notes as well.
Very cool. Now, I thought it would be fun to highlight some tweets that we've received recently
Yeah,
because
this
we've
was
been getting
cool.
a
I'm
lot
glad
of
you did
those.
this.
Cassie Hedger, who is at Professor Bookworm, said, "Finally got my Sword and Laser anthology. Love the dedication." And if you guys don't have the book and haven't seen the dedication, should we read it to them? It says, "To all the boys and girls who wanted their very own pet dragon on a spaceship when they grew up, we still want that too." So I'm glad you enjoyed that. We had a lot of fun
It started by
putting
just
that
saying Pet
together.
Dragon, and then I added on a spaceship.
And then at books_pieces, books in pieces, posted a picture of her and the other Sword and Laser fans at LonCon 3. So that was really
Woo!
cool. They had a couple of meetups there, and I was retweeting those on Twitter when they were happening to make sure that everyone got together and got to hang out. And so I was really happy to see this picture. So thanks for setting that whole thing up, and I'm glad you guys got a chance to meet and have a few drinks and talk about geeky stuff at LonCon. And then
Uh,
finally, go ahead.
oh no, I was just going to add that it was cool to see everybody meeting up, and I wanted to apologize to the Orange County folks that I didn't make it to the Orange County Sword and Laser meetup last night because I had a friend in town. I had to take him to the airport. But maybe next time, or
The oldest excuse in the book.
maybe I should set up something that I know I can make it to. As well, and stop being a slacker. So one of those two things will
Yeah,
happen.
do an LA meetup. That would be
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah, we should.
And then finally, Christopher Johnson at The Lost Emperor tweeted a picture of 12 Tomorrows. Just got this. Looks like a fantastic lineup. It's from the MIT Technology Review SF Annual 2014, featuring William Gibson, Cory Doctorow, Warren Ellis, Lauren Bukes, and Pat Cadigan. So super awesome. I'd love to get my hands on that myself as well. And the cover looks really cool.
Yeah, the stories were selected by Bruce Sterling. It's an all-star lineup, and yeah, the cover looks like a cover from an original Frank Herbert Dune
It
novel.
totally does. Yeah. It feels very 50s, 60s
In fact, I'm not
style,
sure that
which
isn't. It's got the art of John Shaner, however you say his name, in there as well.
nice. All right, well, should we jump into the book of the month discussion?
It's time. We must.
All right, so before we get into anything spoilery, which we shouldn't really get into anything too spoilery, next month's pick has been announced by Tom. Tom, tell us about next month's pick, your dictator pick.
Yeah, I did a dictator pick this time. Last time we had kind of a partial vote, so we might do a full-on like open vote next time. But I wanted to go back to doing something a little more modern. We did an Octavia Butler. It wasn't too old. I think it was 90 in the 90s. And then we've done a lot of classic stuff, and I've tried to been altering back and forth. But we haven't done an anthology. I don't think ever. Have we?
No?
So I was looking at the Listopia of the books that people have suggested, and I was thinking about just picking one from the top of the Listopia, but I noticed that Ted Chiang's Stories of Your Life and Others was on the Listopia. It wasn't high up, but it was, it wasn't. It had gotten enough votes that it was up there. So I'm like, well, let's do an anthology. So yeah, that's going to be our book pick for September. Stories of Your Life and Others by Ted Chiang. We may not give it a formal kickoff right at the beginning of the month because we'll be in Dragon Con, but we'll give it a kickoff the episode after that.
Sounds good. All right, well, jumping into your feedback for The Name of the Wind, thanks to everyone who's been jumping in on the discussion forums on Goodreads and following my new naming convention. I've been very happy to see that. I had to go
It's
around
been
and manually change some
universally
of the
followed,
threads.
hasn't it?
Yeah, but they have taken it over, adopted it. It is working. It is a thing that is working. And it is specifically working in the casting thread started by Alexander, which is the whole reason we started this naming convention, because there were too many casting threads for all the different books, and it was getting confusing. But Alexander has some ideas for potential Name of the Wind people. He says Brad Pitt for Kvothe. What do you think about that?
If you do that, you've got to do two. And I still think Brad Pitt's even too old for Coat. Because Coat is somebody who's like what 25, I think.
Yeah.
And so I'm not sure about that. A younger Brad Pitt might have been a spot on choice. I'm definitely not seeing Brad Pitt as Kvothe at the university.
No. Not even a young Brad Pitt.
What do you think of Emma Stone as Denna?
I kind of like that. I'm digging that. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it.
She's almost too nice. Like
Too
she's
nice
almost got a
looking?
little bit of too much of a girl next door vibe in the character she plays.
I don't know. She could get. What is going on over there, Tom? What is that sound? Do you hear that sound? No? Weird. I heard a weird. It's gone now. How very strange. I don't know. I think she could look kind of. Wait, you're smiling. Why are you smiling in the video? Did you mute yourself?
I just hate that you called attention to that sound. It's my
Oh.
dog upstairs scratching the floor to make it more comfortable. And when she does it directly above the mic, there's no getting around it. So I've been muting it when I don't talk.
Oh, I'm sorry. You tried so hard. I apologize. I thought it was like construction outside your house, which has been my problem because they're actually doing construction in my house. So anyway, sorry, Django. Didn't mean to call you out. But anyway, Emma Stone. I don't know. I mean, I think she can look kind of tough, kind of badass.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know. She's closest. I
But
don't know that I
anyway,
could think of anybody else off the top of my head. Yeah,
yeah,
'cause
I'm bad
Anne
at
Hathaway's
casting. This
way
is
too
something.
nice.
This is a
Um,
problem I always have with casting things. I'm
it's like
bad
you
at this
don't
in
kn-
vaginal
don't know.
fantasy.
Yeah.
I just don't know. I don't know any actors. I can never like. I just think of them the way they look in my mind, like no matter what. So it doesn't get any easier.
I like Lily Cole as Ari. That
Yeah,
one
I
looks right
do.
to me.
Especially with that picture. I think that's a great picture.
Megan
Megan
Fox
Fox as
is
Fella.
nah. I don't think so. Too old.
Too
Fella's
old.
young. Fella's like super young.
Hmm. Scarlett Johansson as Debbie.
Yes, I think that's perfect. She's not quite impish enough in the look. Like I imagine somebody who looks more like Felicia Day actually for Davy.
She was
But
the card actually. It's Debbie. She was the card. She was
yeah.
when Patrick Rothfuss did the cards.
Oh, that's right. That's probably
Card
why I
Debbie.
think of her that in that
Yeah.
role. But Scarlett Johansson definitely has the right attitude for Davy. Not that Felicia wouldn't. Cast Felicia. Might as well.
Debbie. It's Debbie.
Davy,
It's
according to the
Debbie.
audiobook.
No, I'm listening to the audiobook and they say Debbie.
So am I.
It's Debbie.
Davy.
It's Debbie. It's not Davy.
All right. We'll talk later.
All right. Well, anyway, there's a lot of great ideas. People are posting some great things.
I don't
Um,
like Jack Nicholson for Elodin,
No, he's a little too. I think he's too old because actually.
but I do
in the
like
book-
Jedward for Ambrose.
uh,
All right.
that's great. Fun stuff. All right. Moving on. We also have it's Debbie. What is wrong with you? You're listening to the audiobook. That's not how the sound is. You know how sound, right? You can
Hey,
you
did
can
you see
mimic
this?
them with your mouth.
Did you see this
You hear the
rereaders
sound, and
thread?
the same sound can come out
There's
of
a
your
really
mouth.
cool
It's called
thread on
pronunciation.
Goodreads. Do you read Goodreads? Because there was this cool thread called the
Mhm.
Rereaders thread posted by Jack. And there have been some people, as there always are. It's not unusual to have people ripping apart whatever book we're reading every month because there's always somebody who doesn't like it, right?
Right.
And so that's not unusual. But there seem to be some people who really love this book who feel like they wanted a safe place to love it. So Jack posted the Rereaders thread for people who've already read it and still wanted to read it again. And in that thread, there's a ton of great theories about what's going on.
Yeah, I think the only hard part is trying to figure out when this book stops and when the next book begins, because a lot of the people who have done the rereaders thread have also read the next book in the series.
Yeah.
So it gets kind of hard
So
to.
there's some Wise Man's Fear spoilering going on in that thread. You're right.
Yeah, so just be careful, tread lightly. Make sure that you're not getting any spoilers. There's a cat all over my jam right now. Oh, sorry.
There's an interesting theory from Rob in this thread who says Denna clearly has a connection to the Chandrian, if not because of anything special about her, at least her sponsor man. I don't think she's in line, just that they need a herald. This is the part that got me. Someone to sing them into town. And she's the kind of person that has the right skills, and when they're done with her, they can dispose of her without anyone noticing. And there are a couple of allusions to the Chandrian being afraid of songs or relying on songs. So someone to sing them into town, and of course the patron sort of helping Denna to develop her music, and we already know she's an amazing singer because of the Aeolian, because she jumps in the name of the wind in Aeolian. So I'm taken by this theory of Rob's. What do you think?
I think it's interesting, and we know that, you know, someone betrays Kvothe in the end, and we don't know who it is yet, but it seems like, you know, she's a pretty good hand at it potentially, just because, you know, she's the love interest.
Yeah.
It can get pretty dark there. And then we have another interesting thing from Joanna, who wrote, ooh, I just today reread the part where Master Kilvin quotes Chan Van Edan Kot, saying it means expect disaster every 7 years. From the dialogue there, it implies that Kot means disaster. That's really quite neat. And that, of course, is the name that Kvothe has taken later in life as he's working at the tavern.
Ooh, and would it be 7 years later that he ends up in the tavern?
Maybe.
7 years from the Chandrian destroying his family's troop?
Yeah, and isn't 7 years like a lucky number, or is it not? Yeah,
Well, in real life, it is.
No, but I mean in this story.
It is?
He
Is
talks
it?
about it because he says his trooper friend with the Edemaru, he always rolled 7 on the dice.
Okay.
He had a knack for it.
For Master
Wait, am I getting
Kilvin.
my books crossed? No.
No, I think that it sounds
Anyway.
familiar.
Okay. I don't know. I don't know if you actually listened to this book, Tom. What with your pronunciations being all wrong and whatnot. So maybe you're thinking of a different book now. I don't know. I know you read a lot. So
You're the
it must
one
be
who
hard
brought
to
up
keep
something
track
that
of
you're
all
not
the-
sure it's from the book, not me. I know that this thing that Joanna wrote is from the book.
I know that's from the book. I was asking if 7 is a lucky number in this series. And
Well,
I
I don't
think
know
it
if
is.
I mean,
I
we
don't
know
care
Master
about the
Kilvin,
real world.
Master Kilvin doesn't think that it's lucky. He says expect disaster every 7 years. So I'm just wondering
I'm
if
just trying to remember if 7 is a important number in this mythology. Anyway, well, hopefully we didn't spoil too much stuff.
well,
I feel like maybe
I mean,
we
it's
did.
it's a book discussion. We're allowed to spoil things about the book we're reading in the book discussion, and
I know, but it's
None of
not. We're not done yet.
none of these were Wise Man's Fear.
Yes. What? Yeah.
None of these were
no.
from Wise Man's Fear.
Correct.
These were all Name of the Week.
All right. Well, continue discussing the book over on Goodreads.com. Lots of cool discussions going on there. Lots of very heated discussions, and of course, we'll be wrapping up this book at the end of the month.
Well, no, because we'll
maybe
be-
at the very beginning of September.
We'll be at Dragon Con, so yeah.
Dragon Con's coming up before we know it.
Yep.
All right. Well, hey guys. So I don't know if you saw, but we've been doing stuff with the newsletter again. So if you haven't signed up, please do so. We're going to have a contest, or not a contest, just a raffle, really. If you
Giveaway.
sign up to the newsletter, it's a
Yep.
giveaway, free giveaway. You'll get a copy of Half a King by Joe Abercrombie, which has been signed by the author. When he was here in San Francisco, I got him to, I bought a book for you guys, so I would love for you to win it. And you can do so by just being a subscriber to the newsletter. So head over to swordandlaser.com. On the right-hand side, if you scroll down a little bit, you'll see a place to sign up for the info beam. Just enter in your name and email, and you'll be good to go. And we're not going to spam you. We're not going to sell your email address anywhere. It's just for us to do giveaways and tell you about cool stuff we're working on. So we hope you'll join us over there. And of course, if you want to keep up with tons more cool podcasts, head over to boingboing.net/category/podcasts. A lot of our friends over there have some great shows. If you like Sword and Laser, you'll probably like some of those shows as well, too. So yeah, Boing Boing family of podcasts. A lot of great stuff over there, especially Boar's Gore and Swords, which will be starting back up again. Well, they're doing some cool stuff now, but they're really hot when Game of Thrones is on, because that's when they do all the cool recap episodes. It's a lot of fun. And if you want to get in touch with us, the email address is feedback@swordandlaser.com. The website is swordandlaser.com. All of our discussions happen on Goodreads. And if you want to call and leave a voicemail, it does work. I checked. It's 415-7-SWORD-6. We will see you guys next time.
Bye, everybody.
All right, we're still broadcasting.
Hello,
Forgot to check.
everyone.
I forgot to check the Q&A.
Oh, so we have no Q's nor A's.
I can't. The button went away. The Q&A button went away because I initiated it, but it's not on my left-hand side anymore.
Oh. Oh, yeah. Do you have to
Weird.
add it as an
That
app?
must be why. Uh,
Can you add
uh,
app? Can you add?
it
I don't
doesn't.
see it in the
It's not
apps
showing
either.
up anymore. I don't see it.
Maybe they took it away because they're Google and they just do that. They just
Oh,
take
that's
things
not
away.
nice.
Yeah, no kidding.
Boo earns. Oh well. Um, yeah. Cool. Things got heated there for a little bit, Tom.
Not on my
Things got a
side.
little, things got a little heated.
Really? How did they get heated?
It felt tense. It felt
Because I said
tense.
Davy.
Devi, it's Devi.
It's somewhere in
Davy.
between. It's definitely not Davy. I know that. But I noticed in the audiobook that it's not Devi.
I think it is though.
Yeah, you may be right.
Okay.
You're probably right. We'll get all the
I'm
email.
probably right. I'm probably right. Okay, well, I gotta go feed the dog and the whatnots.
Did you think we
Thanks,
weren't
Ward.
going to spoil anything?
I guess I did not think. I don't know. Maybe I'm just so used to trying to not spoil things that I get
'Cause
scared
I
about
feel
spoiling
like
things.
I mean, first of all, we're not going to have another Name of the Wind discussion until September, which kind of
Yeah, that's true.
is not that cool. Um, but I also always feel like since we moved it to the end, that we could just be like, you know what, we're going to spoil this book. We won't spoil other books, but we're going to talk about this book. We're going to have to be able to spoil it because I'm kind of tired of avoiding saying spoilers to people. Like, you can't talk about anything anymore. Like, oh,
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Well, I guess we can ask them in the forums how spoilery they want the mid of the month discussions to be. If they have opinions about that, they'll probably say don't spoil.
I
Is
don't
what I would
know.
imagine. I don't know
Well,
either.
this is I guess I forgot to remind you that this is essentially the end episode for Name of the Wind because next week the next episode will be Dragon Con and then the next episode after that will be September.
Yeah, I guess we'll have to do the kickoff and the wrap-up episode in the same episode.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. Okie dokie. All right, well,
All right.
I'm boiling in here. But I'll edit this tonight and
Yep,
look
I'll
for
get
your
show
blog
notes
post.
right away.
Sounds cool. All right, I'll talk to you. Oh, and then do you want to get together tomorrow to record those video segments?
Yeah.
Time?
We could stop broadcasting and schedule that so that we don't bore people.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll figure it out over email. Okay, bye guys.
All right, bye.